Welcome back to Star Trek Online, everybody. I'm your host, the Housecoat Gamer. Today we are taking a look at the Adamant-Class Heavy Raider. Basically, a new skin for the Defiant. I'm sorry, I'm just a little tired of the Defiant. It gets way too much publicity, simply because, oh, the main character of the show designed it. When nobody ever goes, the main character of the show was a broken widower who wasn't exactly focused on keeping any more people safe. The ship is a death trap. It took Miles O'Brien to fix it. Get used to it. As for the Adamant itself, well, I'm not a fan of the skin. Fortunately, it's a Defiant, which means I can use any skin I want. From the substantially crappy Valiant, nobody likes this skin, to the nose art, I mean, who doesn't love that little shark mouth? Huh? The Mirror Defiant, which this also unlocks. Or Takashi Yamato's or Take's personal favorite, the Sao Paulo. Or as I like to call it, the Defiant that is no longer going to explode just because you rev the engines at 100%. Basically, instead of a go-kart, this one's a muscle car. Credit where it's due. I have but one problem with that, though. Where's my mirror material? I know, it's a lot of complaints. But I would like to see a mirror version of the Sao Paulo, and basically every other Defiant. I'd like a mirror nose art Defiant, thank you very much. Just to go, ha-ha. Yeah, and I do complain about the Defiant in Redshift. It's the same bloody ship that you saw in DS9. That's a 40-year-old ship. Time for stats. Obviously, it's a Raider. It has the same stats as the Mercury Pilot Tactical Escort. Other words, full balance. Science consoles, engineering consoles are both 3. Tactical consoles are 5. And, as you might have guessed, I've tagged a a T6X token onto this one. The Adamant also comes with a bonus. Phaser Agony quad cannons. I won't deny that our friends at Cryptic can be inventive. There is just one problem, though. According to devlogs, this thing has a cloaking device. Which means the set, the Stealth Fighter set, otherwise known as the Defiant set, is useless. What's the point? Ah, the Agony Distributor. Terrans. They're inventive. I'll give them credit for that. Wild Weasel. If that Wild Weasel isn't an F4G, I'm gonna have problems. Sorry, couldn't help. Okay, I got mixed feelings about this one. One, it's a narrow arc experimental weapon. That said, this is a Raider. Raiders are naturally more maneuverable than any other ship in the fleet. Which brings up another problem. This is an intelligent ship. To the best of my knowledge, in fact. I'm actually going to look that up. Ah, crap. Thank you. Does this ship have intelligence abilities, or... It does. So it doesn't have pilot powers. It's kind of a downgrade, when you think about it. The Legendary Defiant has pilot abilities, and is easier to use because you don't have to worry about an experimental weapon. You don't have to go and worry about, what's the best experimental weapon for this? How do I make it work? You can just strap 2 turrets and a torpedo launcher on the back and be done with it. Because all your firepower is in front. And you have pilot abilities to counteract any potential issues. But it's not a bad... But for all my complaints about it, it's probably going to handle just like the Defiant. The downsides are, it doesn't have pilot powers, which all Defiants should have, at least at Tier 6. It should have the ability to use the emergency thruster power, or whatever. So, this is kind of an inferior model, and that disappoints me. At least the next 2 aren't going to be as disappointing. I hope. Housecoat Gaming, signing off.